Howdy folks, today let's talk about the Letshuoer Mystic 8. An 8 balanced armature set with all branded drivers. We have Sunions for lows and nulls for highs. They are $1,000. Whoops, sorry. So very expensive. Steel build. They weigh about 9 grams a piece, so not super ultra heavy, but whoops, quite contoured. And overall they fit the ears well and no problems with that. The nozzle diameter is 6.32 millimeter. Actually, that's where the tip locks on, but the outer portion is 6.35. Cool. And fit and finish on these is quite pretty. They have the little mystic cat, kitty cat. Very nice. So, thank you, Paul Wasabi, for sending me these. An absolutely amazing set. Absolutely amazing. I'll just say right off, these are recommended. I think that the overall signature on these is going to be quite interesting. So really rather flat mids, a little bit of sub bass, and correct ear gain and treble with a little bit of extra air on top above 10,000 hertz. So they have an ethereal, mystic quality to them. Haha. No, but it's actually true. And the fact that the mids are flat and just a little bit of subs means that they're not V-shaped, which is amazing. So let's just flip over to a graph real quick. Two graphs on the screen. The red graph is mine with my coupler. Green graph is Paul Wasabi's. And this is the exact same IEM and exact same side. So I knew quite a long time ago that my coupler doesn't work right or something's wrong with it. So all my measurements are going to have basically less treble above 4K than they should. But above 10K, it seems to be fine. So thank God I was able to make a compensation between these two graphs. So now I can use my coupler without buying another one. But anyways, that's just that. So two graphs. Let's go ahead and check some metrics out. We have at the top of the ear gain peak, 7 decibels. First peak at about 2.5 is 6.5 decibels, and a very nice linear slope downwards into the high treble. Not a huge 8K peak, meaning these probably are not highly dampened, and some very nice air frequencies, rather probably linear-ish, something like that. Of course, 711s are not accurate above 10K, but you can definitely see that Paul's green graph shows plenty of treble, and so does my red graph, all the way out to top of human hearing, 17,000 hertz, something like that. So that's really cool. Then we have very flat mids from 700 to arguably about 100 hertz, and a little bit shallow slope upwards into the subs, which is about 7 decibels. So we have a 7 decibel sub energy at 20 hertz, and then 7 decibels at 3,500 hertz. This is amazing. In practice, what ends up happening is because this isn't a huge V, you can hear the mids and the mid bass much more clearly than you would expect from this graph. A lot of folks thought this would be too clinical, too lean, and it's nothing like that. It's actually amazing. It has very, very nice, correct timbre. Very, very natural, really rather nice layering, not the best ever, but really nice layering. Excellent wideness, excellent depth in the stage, and it has a very pleasing, sparkly air factor going on. A little bit of twinkles up there, little shimmers, and just amazing. Absolutely incredible tuning. The fact they were able to pull this off, it's like, I'm a flat graph kind of guy, give or take, and this is amazing. When I stuck these in my ear, immediately I was just like, oh yes. And so in terms of genres, you might say, well, maybe this isn't the best thing for rap or metal. And honestly, I think for metal, it's actually really, really good. It has enough mids, it's flat enough overall in the entire frequency range to allow metal to just do super well. There's a few tracks here and there that if you turn them up real high, it's like, maybe not. But overall, metal, rock and roll, awesome. I would say for rap, you're probably not you're going to want to EQ the lows for rap because, a little more subs might do it better for that. But for EDM, it had really nice subs. And I find my attention drawn to the uppers on this. Vocals, instruments, the shimmers. And I don't find myself being like off put by like, I don't know, lower subs compared to other things. It's not super low, but lower. So I find it to be very, very well balanced top to bottom with some really nice extra shimmers. And quite honestly, you don't necessarily need to turn this up high volume. I don't know if you should, but I find it to be like a medium high volume set, perhaps. So X factor on these guys, hang on. X factor is going to definitely be the ethereal nature of the sound on these, the shimmers, the excellent timbre, having those shimmers, having non-push treble, very linear all the way around. That's the X factor right there. You're just not going to find this on a whole lot of IEMs out there, if any. Fit and finish is flawless. They look pretty. Like, what's not to love other than the $1,000 price point? That's probably something not to love, but I love them. And hopefully I'll own a pair one of these days, and maybe I'll wait for the price to drop or someone to get rid of a used set or something like that. I begged Paul Wasabi, and he's like, "No, they're mine." So high recommendation on these guys for sure. Also, just I was thinking to myself, man, if these had EST drivers in them, I would not really know the difference between the balanced armatures in these. I don't think. Maybe I'm just theorizing, but the subtle twinkly nature of the treble is just so nice. I associate that with EST drivers more than balanced armatures, but balanced armatures have been getting better recently for sure. So wow, awesome set, highly recommended. Get yourself a pair. Right on. Talk to you later.